What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Me TV Reviews. I am your host, Mo, and tonight I'm gonna give y'all a quick little rundown of it. Welcome to Derry. Y'all, this is season 1, episode 1. I don't have a title for it because I don't have it pulled up, okay? I got the kids' names pulled up. This is gonna be the quickest rundown. I did watch episode 1, y'all, and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be pretty good. I enjoyed it. There's a lot happening on this show. So without further ado, we don't have a synopsis, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So the episode opens up back in the 60s, and this cute little boy named Maddie, he done snuck into the movie theater, y'all. Okay. He done snuck in there. The person who was like the attendant, he notices that Maddie is in there when he ain't supposed to be. Y'all, he been movie hopping, okay? He done been in the movie theater all day. Now, I remember when I used to do that. You go in there at 10 o'clock, you don't leave out till about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock that night. That's when movies was real good, y'all. So, the attendant done called him, and so now he's trying to go ahead and get him up out of the movie theater. Y'all, Maddie runs the other way, right? So he get to hiding, and the dude come out looking for him. And so this girl named Ronnie, I believe her name is Ronnie. I was trying to pull up the picture, y'all, to make it. Anywho, we're gonna go with Ronnie. So Ronnie is 12 years old. She clearly sees Maddie and where he's hiding, but the dude doesn't see him. So her dad comes because her dad does like like mechanic work or something like that there. And he was like, hey, girl, let's go ahead and get ready to go because his job is done. So as she sends the attendant in the wrong direction, this allows for Maddie to escape freely, right? So he leaves out, but then the attendant sees him and he tries to chase him. But at this point, it's useless because he already outside. So he hops in the car with some strangers. He hitchhikes. And so they was like, okay, where you need to go? And he was like, girl, anywhere but Derry. Get me up out of this joint. So they was like, okay, cool. This is mighty convenient for you because we're headed to Portland. So they in the car. It's two kids in the back seat. It's a girl and a little boy. Now the little boy, apparently he's on this spelling bee thing where he just spells everything out at this point. That's fine. The girl is a little bit older than him. Just big sister shenanigans, right? She's kind of mean to him unnecessarily sometimes, but whatever. So the little boy is spelling out different words or whatever, and things start getting weird when the little girl, she pulls the it's like a container of livers in the car, and she pulls these livers out. She puts her hand in there. These are raw livers. She puts her hand in there, and then she like smell it and she tastes it, and she tried to put it like close to Maddie, and Maddie was like, girl, get your hands away from me. I just saw where your hands been and I don't want them, girl. So he's like, hey, I thought you said that we were leaving Derry. We were going to Portland, because he saw the sign welcome to Derry, right? And so then this is when the mama starts talking weird with the husband, and they start having the little boy spell out all these weird words like vasectomy and strangulation and kidnapping and out, out, out. So at this point, um, I can't remember what caused Maddie. Oh, Maddie was trying to get away from Derry, right? So he jumped in, like, he jumped up to the front trying to steer the steering wheel, steer the car in the opposite direction. But in the process of the dad shaking him off, he shook Maddie onto the wife. Now, the wife is pregnant, okay? And so this sends her into labor. Well, when she go into labor, y'all, why did she give birth to a demon? Like a little demon mutant baby with wings. Okay, it's giving American Horror Story. What was the last one with Rosemary's Baby? It's giving very much that, okay? He got the little fanged teeth, and he's got the wings and the black eyes. It's scary. So the baby start flooding. I was like, I know that car stunk to high hell. Blood everywhere. Oh my god. Oh no. So the baby come out, the little demon baby come out, and he's flying all over the car. You know, people trying to dart out everywhere. Y'all, the umbilical cord is still attached to him. So he ends up basically, because Maddie had a pacifier, I guess, you know, to like soothe his soul when things got really troubling for him. And so he don't put the pacifier in his mouth, and he's looking in, like, out the window, not looking, but he's got his eyes closed, but he's facing towards the window. I guess, you know, if you don't see it, you don't hear it, then maybe it'll go away. And so he's trying to psych himself out like he ain't really here. Was he done tried to pull on the door, he can't get out, right? So the everything stops and everybody starts to look at him, including the demon baby. And the demon baby just like zooms towards him. And the next thing you know, the glass shatters. Y'all, we see the pacifier end up in the water. And this gives us our intro. So I was like, oh, 10 minutes? That was crazy. So then we fast forward to 4 months later. And we are introduced to this girl named Lily. Now, Lily, her dad worked at like this pickle factory, something like that, right? So she goes to her locker, and some kids done pulled a little cruel prank on her to where one of the pickle jars smashes at her feet. And so, you know, the kids is making fun of her. Her nickname is Looney Bin Lily or something like that. Looney Lily. It's something cruel. Apparently she had to, you know, go to a facility for a little bit to get her mind together. And she's currently taking medications, but we'll get back to that. So her friend Margie comes up, and Margie is not a good friend, y'all. Margie is not a good friend. So they're talking, and Lily is like, girl, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. I'll just smell like pickles for the rest of the day. So she goes home, and she is finna get ready to take a shower. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to her in a second. We go over to the two little boys, Teddy and, oh my God, what's his name? Hold on, let me pull up his name, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like his name is Paul or something like that. Phil. Where I get Paul from? Paulie. That's the other guy's name. So we go over to this little boy named Teddy and Phil. Y'all, I don't know if they're brothers. They might just be really good friends. But either way, Teddy is really into comic books. They're both super intelligent. Phil is like on some conspiracy theory. He is an original conspiracy theorist, y'all. He is, but they are both so cute and adorable, y'all. Phil got a little potty mouth. He do. Every other sentence got a cuss word in it. So Teddy is into comic books. He's over there drawing some stuff. I think they finna get ready to come up with their own comic book based off of, you know, his conspiracy theories and Teddy's drawings. So anywho, he's into the aliens and all of that stuff like that. And Teddy tries to bring up the fact that it's been 4 months since Maddie disappeared. Now, Phil is more along the lines of, it's been 4 months. He ain't reached out to nobody. He, you know, they said that he went missing, but they ain't found no source of him trying to reach out, trying to utilize nothing. He ain't been spotted nowhere. So Phil is along the mind frame of he's gone. Like Maddie is dead. But Teddy is like, no, I think he just out there missing. He's disappeared, right? Maybe somebody kidnapped him. Maybe he ran away. We don't know. So Teddy is still holding out hope, and he's trying to get his little feelings out to Phil, and Phil is just dismissing him left and right, right? So then we go back to Lily. Lily is fingering take a bath, and the water is running, right? So her mom comes in and she's like, hey, girl, remember, go ahead and put your clothes out for tomorrow because they supposed to be going to the cemetery for her dad. Now, at some point in the episode, she revealed this information. I think it was to Maddie. While she's running her bathwater, we get a flashback of her and Maddie meeting up at this one spot that's got a really good view of the city. And this is supposed to be the place where him, Phil, and Teddy went. Now, Teddy and Phil are his friends, but they're not really his friends. As a matter of fact, they were invited to his birthday party, but they didn't even know it was his birthday. Like, they was associates, like, and that's being generous. They had literally just met their little boy at his birthday party. So while Maddie is thinking very highly of Phil and Teddy, Teddy feels kind of guilty about it now looking back at it because they could have done better to get to know him, right? But instead, they didn't really take the time out for it, and Phil don't care. Okay? He was just like, "Oh, Maddie, whatever. He's dead." So we get the flashback of Lily and Maddie going up there by themselves. Now, Maddie was like, hey, girl, you can't tell nobody that I done brought you up here because technically, this is like a he-man type of situation, and I'm supposed to let them know when I bring company up. But considering the fact that this is Looney Bin Lily, that would really be frowned upon. Okay. So she swears him to secrecy, and she ends up revealing to him that the night that her father died, he had just got off work and she had forgotten some toy at his job, like a mood ring or something like that. And it just something small, right? But it meant the world to her at the moment. Her dad wanted to make her happy, so he went back to get it. And when he went back in to go get her mood ring, I guess somebody else had asked him for his help real quick while he was there. So he was like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll help you real quick. And so something had got jammed. So he went down there to go try to work on it. They thought that they had shut whatever this machine was off, but they didn't. And in the process, he got jammed up in the machine and he died. And so she blames herself for his death because had she not left it, had he not had to go back, had he not, all of those things. So she feels really bad about it. And Maddie was like, girl, it's not your fault. Okay, you can't blame yourself for that. It's okay. So he leans in because he feels like they vibing. Okay, so he leans in for a kiss and she was like, whoa, what are you doing? So he feels highly embarrassed at this point. So he tries to hurry up and get away from the scene, right? Because that was my fault. I shouldn't have did that. He's very regretful for trying to push up on her. And she was like, no, 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 no. Like, we're friends. It's one of them things where it's like, I like you, but I just don't like you. Okay. In my Hey Arnold type of scenario. So he leaves and she feels really bad because that was the last time that she saw him. So we go back to the scene where she's waiting on her bathwater to run. And all of a sudden, she hears something coming from the pipes. It's Maddie. And he's singing a song. And so she was like, Maddie, where are you? No, are you okay? We just want you to come back home. This, that, and the third. I'm worried about you. And so all of a sudden, the singing stops and he says, he won't let me. And then he like pulls his finger up and does like a quick swirl in the drain. So she sees a bloody finger, creeps her out, right? So then she goes to meet up with the boys and she explains this to them. And it was like, first off, how did you even know the spot was here? And she was like, well, because Maddie had brought me up here, and considering the fact that y'all was friends, I would have thought that he would have told y'all what was going on. And so they looking at her like, girl, we was not friends like that. So they listen to her story and she really wants them to believe her. But long story short, Teddy sort of kind of believed her, but the probability of him being alive after 4 months, like, is highly unlikely. Okay. Phil flat out don't believe her. He thinks she bad, she crazy. Okay. So They ended up going their separate ways for the day, and Teddy gets back to his house. Now Teddy is Jewish, okay, and so they sitting and eating dinner, and Teddy asks his daddy, "Do you believe that this could happen?" Right, and so he lays out a scenario, and so his daddy was like, "Listen, son, we're Jews, okay?" And then he gives them, or he tells him about the fact that they was using Jew skins to make lampshades. And so he was like, that is terrifying. Reality is terrifying. You need to get your head up out them comic books, because that's fantasy. Like what you just told me, that scenario that you just laid out, that's purely coming from them comic books. So he don't believe nothing that Teddy say. Okay. So later on that night, when Teddy get ready to go to bed, he reading one of the comic books, right? He got his lamp on, but the lamp go off. Okay. Maybe it was a glitch in the light bulb. Maybe the light bulb is finna get ready to go out. So he turns the lamp on again. It go out again. This happened like 2 or 3 more times, right? And then all of a sudden, he look over, y'all. Why he see the imagery that his daddy had put in his head earlier about the skins being made out of human Jew skin. And so he screams, he's terrified, y'all. He kicks the lamp to the floor. Y'all, the lamp roll over right in front of his face. Like on the other side of the bed. It rolled all the way over to him because he was like up under his computer table or something like that. Or, his workspace table, his desk. It rolled all the way over to him, terrified the hell out of him, right? And so the next day when he see Phil and Lily, he now believes Lily. Phil is still, he's coming around to it because Teddy ain't never lied to him. He been knowing him since first grade. Him and Phil been besties since first grade, and he ain't never known that man to lie. Okay? So they ended up going to the library, and they're going back through all of the articles, and they come across this article where Maddie was last spotted by the 12-year-old named Ronnie. So they track her down, and they're telling her what's going on, and she was like, how dare y'all come up in here? Do you know how many reporters and news people have come up in here trying to pin what happened to Maddie on my daddy? I'm not gonna let y'all do that, okay? Y'all got to get the hell on. So as they're leaving, Phil makes the comment of, see, I knew when nobody gonna believe us about that daggone singing coming through the pipes. And so she hears this and she was like, wait, what? Did you say somebody was singing through the pipes? So then she asked them what song it was because she had experienced a similar situation. And not just in one location, she had experienced that in several different locations. Okay. And so she was like, wait a minute, what was the song? So then they start to sing it just a little bit. And she was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly where that song came from. It's a part of a musical. So they get ready to head to the movie theater, put a put a pin in it. Now, before we go further with the babies, let's go over to the side story that's happening. So there's a side story happening with 2 airmen that have just come in. One of them is a master air sergeant. Y'all don't let me jack it up, okay? Just know that he got rank. And so his last name is Hanlon. Let me pull this up, y'all. When I tell y'all I watched the first It a long, long, long time ago. So I am really rusty when it comes to these characters. All I know is that this is going to be the dad. Hanlon. There we go. So he's a black master airman, okay? And so he's come in, him and his homie Polly. They just came back from Korea, and their reputation has preceded them. They've got a really good name. The guy who runs the base is very excited to have them. Other people that have less rank than him are not as happy with him coming, more specifically because of the fact that he's black. Okay? We can't respect no black man trying to give us no orders and tell us what to do. That's one of them, right? So just as he's not saluting Hanlon like he's supposed to, the guy, the sergeant, captain, I don't know what you would call him, y'all. I'm so sorry. The guy that invited them to come join them on the airbase, y'all, he came over and was like, oh, hell no, you're not going to be disrespectful to him. Okay? He is your superior. So he put him on like toilet duty for like a week. And it's going on his record. So he just know that Hanlon is gonna be respected around now. Okay, ain't nobody finna be disrespectful to you just cause you black. We love that. Come on in. So he also has a wife and two kids. Is it two kids? A wife? Yeah, a wife and two kids that have not joined him just yet, but they're in the process of getting there. He's seen a whole bunch of things in Korea. He even gives us a little bit of backstory about his dad. And how his dad would have somebody come over and do like the crop dusting and stuff like that. And so when they would come over, his dad told him, hey, you should go help them do that. And he's been in love with the Air Force ever since. Polly, we haven't really gotten his backstory just yet. Just know that they're best friends. Okay. So when Hanlon was sleeping, y'all, he woke up because I think he heard some wind tappings or something like that. Turns out, y'all, I'm sorry, his window was up. So he went over there to go close it, y'all. But when he closed it, we saw a shadow like walk across the screen. I was like, oh, okay. I like it. It's scary. I like it. So then he goes back in the bed, y'all, and he's got a window right above his bed. We saw somebody else creep right there and stand in the window. Okay. So just then he hears some footsteps and all of that, some pitter patter. And then these people come break in his room. They ambush him. And so they're asking for the specific airplanes and the codes and all of that. And he was like, he ain't giving it up. So then they beat him up with a lead pipe first. He still ain't giving up the codes. So then this one guy pulls out a gun and threatens to shoot him on the count of 3 if he don't give him the codes by the end. But just then, before he gets to 3, y'all, Polly come in. And they fight him off, right? So that's it for this episode when it pertains to them. Just know that he's on the base. Just know that all of these planes have come in and it's very suspicious, right? Something is happening there. We also saw that on the base, they have a restricted area where they're doing some testing. Phil had been looking at the airplanes come in to the airbase all day right before he went to school, right? And so he had counted like 10, which was highly suspicious because why are all these planes coming in if something's not happening? So he's putting 2 and 2 together, right? So then we come back. Now, after they left the library, they went over there to the movie theater. Now, he had brought along, I believe, his baby sister or his little cousin because they didn't have nobody else to watch her. So it's Teddy, Phil, Ronnie, Phil's little cousin or his little sister, Suzette, something like that, and Lily. So, hold on, y'all. Before we go there, we got one more thing to discuss. So, Lily had went back to school after she had heard the whole thing with the pipes, right? And so she's trying to tell Margie what happened to her the night before. And Margie is like, hey, girl, because Margie is trying to be down with the other crew. The other little girls over there that's like high sedity, real snobby like. She trying to be down with them, but they don't like Lily. They think Lily is weird, and so Margie can be a part of the crew, but not if she gonna be friends with Lily, right? So she's trying to be like cool with everybody, but it's just not gonna work. So Lily is trying to tell her what happened with the pipes, and Margie's like, "Hey, girl, so can you just keep a lid on that till the summertime? Because the last thing that we need is for you to give them more ammo for you to say something else about you." And she was like, "About me or about us?" So just just then, y'all, because Margie had pulled her into the bathroom to have this conversation, y'all. Why did one of the girls in the bathroom end up passing gas? They farted. It just threw the whole thing off because they really thought that they was in there by themselves. So, anywho, I thought that was funny. That's why I say Margie is not a good friend. She ain't shit. So, or at least not right now. I don't know what's gonna happen later. So, the crew of five, is it five? Yeah. They go to the movie theater because Ronnie knows exactly where this song done came from. She know what movie it's a part of. So they play the movie in the movie theater. She's up in the projection room, right? So the movie is playing and Marty pops up on the screen. So they was like, "Oh, Marty, you're okay. You're here. You're here." And so then Marty's holding this he's holding this baby, right? Presumably, because all we see is a blanket, but we can assume the way that he's holding it is a baby in a blanket. So he gets closer and closer to the screen. And they're like, "Yeah," they're like, "Yeah, come on, Marty, come on." Maddie, come on, Maddie, come on through the screen. We're waiting on you. We just want you to come home, this, that, and the third. And so he stops once he gets really close. And he was like, "Y'all the reason that I'm in here in the first place. Y'all don't love me like that. Y'all wasn't looking for me. Y'all wasn't this. Y'all wasn't that, right?" So he was like, "But I do have a gift for you." Y'all, why did he unleash the demon baby? The demon baby came through the screen and started flying around the movie theater. Y'all, the demon baby done grew at this point. And so Phil was like, "See, I told y'all they was doing some shit over there. At the air base, this, that, and the third. I told you they was doing some testing and stuff over there." And so, y'all, the demon baby starts flying all through the theater. They ended up getting Teddy. Teddy got first, y'all. And he ended up grabbing Teddy and threw Teddy up against the projection room. So Ronnie's looking like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" So she's trying to get out of the projection room because the door done closed at this point. So she's trying to get out. She ended up using a hammer to like smash the window. I don't even know how she managed to get out because the hole that she smashed in the window wasn't even that big to try to get through. But anywho, havoc is wreaking uh down at at the bottom of the movie theater, y'all. Pola Suzette. Phil got he trying to run on top of like the rows and stuff to get away from him. Y'all, he got caught in midair. Okay. And then little Suzette, she's crawling up under the seats to try to get the Lily. And they lock hands, y'all. And next thing you know, Suzette get jacked up. She got. So by the time Ronnie got down there, she was calling for Lily. Lily come peeking out through the row. Y'all, her hand, it looked like, I thought her hand was gone. But in reality, she was still holding on to Suzette's hand, but she was dead. She was gone. The little mutant baby been eating on them and been growing. And so then when Ronnie realized, was like, "Hey girl, no, you got your hand." She still holding on to little Susie's hand, y'all. Lily let out the loudest scream. And that's the way the first episode ended, y'all. It was really good. It was really good. We gonna review it. I'm gonna try to catch up, y'all. I think it might be 3 episodes at this point. So y'all gonna get quick little recaps like this until I get caught up. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about it, okay? You can reach me at Me and You TV Reviews on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also reach me at My TV Reviews Podcast without the S on the end at gmail.com. I love y'all, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful start to your week. Y'all, please stay safe out there. And until we meet over the airwaves again, I am Mo, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.